everyone, I'm Chef Sarah with the Sylvia Center. We are a nonprofit providing food and nutrition education all over New York City and Columbia County. Today we're going to talk about beans. Beans are fantastic for so many reasons. Today we're going to talk about dried beans. I'm going to start off by showing you a couple of these examples that I have here. One thing that's really great about beans is they provide both types of dietary fiber. They also help to prevent cancer and help to keep our digestive tract healthy, which is very important. Beans also have tons of vitamins and minerals, which we need in our daily life to keep us also just really, really nice and super healthy. Another great thing about beans is they are very inexpensive. You can buy so many dried beans, all different varieties for, not expensive at all at the grocery stores. And they're also shelf stable. So this is something you could buy if they're in your pantry and you forget about them. You have plenty of time to cook them. They last for years and years and years, and they will be totally fine to cook. A few different tips about beans. First of all, if you want them to take less time to cook, you would like to soak them overnight. So if you normally have beans that take 3 hours and you want them to take maybe 2 hours, soaking them overnight or for 6 to 8 hours will really help to soften those so they take less time to cook. Today we're going to use these amazing little white beans that we have here, and I'm going to go ahead and soak these. As you can see, these go to about here. We want to at least double the amount of water that's in this container because they are going to soak in so much water. Okay, so you can see I filled that up pretty full with water. We're going to put that in the fridge overnight and come back, and these are the beans that we'll cook tomorrow. So when cooking beans, I really try to think about flavoring the liquid that we're cooking the beans in. So you could always use any kind of stock, vegetable stock, chicken stock, whatever you might have around. Or if you don't have any stock, like today I don't have any stock, I'm trying to think of what I could use to really add tons of flavor to that water. So I am going to use an onion, some garlic, some rosemary, and also of course salt and pepper. I might add a little bit of red pepper flake in there too, just to add a little extra spice. So I'm going to peel this onion. This is going to cook for quite some time, so you don't have to worry about this being a super fine dice. So making sure to always use my tunnel to make sure I'm keeping my fingers nice and safe. I'm just going to chop this onion up and put that to the side. Same with this garlic. This garlic doesn't have to be a super fine mince like we would if we were making a salad dressing or maybe even pasta sauce. I'm just going to put that aside. This might sound crazy, but I'm also just going to add in this whole sprig of rosemary. The reason I do this is because as this cooks, all these amazing little pieces of the rosemary are going to fall off, and I can just pick this stem right out of the pot when it's done, which I'll show you here shortly. So I have my rosemary, my garlic, my onions. I have a little bit of olive oil. And I am going to go over to the stove and show you how this is done. These beans you want to keep at a light simmer. You don't want to see tons of bubbles. You want just a few tiny little bubbles, and there's no exact time. If you read a recipe and it says cook the beans for 2 hours or cook the beans for an hour, 4 hours, whatever it might be, it really varies. It varies on how long you soak the beans. It can change if the beans maybe sat for a while. If you had them in your pantry for a year, they're going to take a little bit longer than if you just got these super fresh yesterday. So you really need to kind of just keep an eye on them to see how long they're going to take. If they start to reduce down and if that liquid starts to become too little, just add more. Make sure you're adding hot water or hot stock, whatever you're adding. So let's go take a look and see how our beans are looking. Okay, so our beans are done. You can see that that liquid reduced down a lot. It is nice and thick at this point. Now is when you get to decide what you want to do with these beans. Personally, I would just eat them like this, taste them, see if they need a little salt or pepper. But from here, you have a huge variety of directions you can go. This is already 3/4 the way to a soup. If you just wanted to add carrots, celery, onions, or whatever veggies, you could add some pasta to this to make it a fun little bean pasta soup. You could turn this into a bean puree. With that, I would take out most of this liquid. You could puree it, and it'd be a really great dip for bread or crackers. You could make baked beans with it. You could, this is kind of where it's pretty endless at this point what you could do with these. But this would be an amazing side dish as is. Thank you for joining me, everyone. And for this recipe and others, and for activities and community resources, go visit our website. Stay healthy and keep cooking. Have a good day.